You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I have got your full roster of weekly spoilers from Monday, November 6th, all the way through Friday, November 10th. There's a bunch of action on front burner storylines, and we finally know about the mystery photo of Summer at the hospital and whose bedside she was at. So exciting stuff to unpack. Hey, if you haven't already, please reach down and click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Y&R updates, spoilers, and news. All right, let's dig in. Monday, November 6th is episode 25 of season 51. Mariah and Tessa face a challenge as parents. The two married ladies sit down and talk to Mariah's mom, Sharon, about their stress. So they had Aria fitted for hearing aids because she does have this, significant hearing loss. And they've been waiting on the hearing aids to come in. They had to order them. And they're in and they're ready to have them, I don't know what you call it, installed, fitted, however you say it. And they are really terrified about it. So Sharon talks to them, has some advice. This next spoiler to me is kind of like okay, duh. Claire Grace is hiding something from Nikki Newman. Yes, she is. Clearly, she is obsessed with Nikki for some reason. I feel like there's a vendetta. My 2 cents. But the spoiler is that she's hiding something. And I agree, she is. Tuesday, November 7th is episode 26 of the current season. Lily Winters is getting confusing vibes and mixed messages from Daniel Romalotti. And of course, this is all leading up to Crystal Khalil's maternity leave exit. I haven't checked today to see if she's given birth, but she's just about ready to pop. And if she's anything like Missy Egan, she worked right up until she gave birth. Missy's baby came a few weeks early, and so she had to have a more abrupt exit as Chelsea. But Crystal Khalil, we'll see if she has to leave early or if she's going to get to leave at her planned time off. But definitely there is maternity leave coming, and that means she and Daniel have got to, I don't know if they're going to have a break or she's going to have to leave town for business. We'll wait and see. Also on Tuesday, Devon doubts Nate Hastings' sincerity. That's another duh spoiler to me. Nate is a snake. You should doubt every single thing about that guy. Even when he was a doctor and was saving lives, he was still sketchy because remember he cheated with Elena when she was with Devon. So Nate is the king of sketch. But again, love Sean Dominic. I love him as a villain. I'm really enjoying it. I only hope he gets more villainous because I love me a good soap villain. All right, Wednesday, November 8th, season 51, episode 27. Phyllis and Christine face off, and Danny Romalotti tries to calm them down. Is that a cat fight you really want to be in the middle of? Also, their grudge is so old and so tired and so dusty. Not without merit. I mean, they have had their issues, but I don't want it all dredged up again. We sat through the cricket episode for Laura Lee Bell's 40th anniversary, but I don't want to spend weeks rehashing this old stuff to watch these people resurrect this love triangle. All right, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to give you guys the spoilers, even the ones I'm not interested in, and that's what I'm not interested in. Also, midweek, and this is the big deal. All right, this is one I'm very interested in, and I've got later spoilers in the week for this. Nina Webster, the spoiler reads weird, all right? It says Nina Webster is caught off guard / surprised by Chance Chancellor. I don't know if that's by chance or about chance, because in the promo for next week, Nina gets a call about Chance, and she's asking, how bad is it? I believe that something happened to him. Maybe he was shot in the line of duty, something like that. I mean, he's been shot before. He was shot saving Adam a few years back. So I would tend to think that he didn't have a heart attack or a stroke or something. He's a young guy. He's 29, for gosh sakes. So I'm guessing something in the line of duty. Although with him being a police chief, he shouldn't be out on the streets. But we'll see. Something happens to Chance, and Nina gets a call about it. Thursday, November 9th, season 51, episode 28. Christine sets up some boundaries when it comes to Danny. Okay. I'm reporting the spoilers, even the ones I'm not interested in. I will say one thing, and I mentioned this, I think, on the early weekly spoilers. I hate the excuse they are giving for why Christine and Paul's marriage blew up. They have decided not to ever, apparently, bring Doug Davidson back, and they've decided not to bring Paul back. That's fine. But to say that he just fell out of love with her like that, and just, of course, they're going to blame it on the character who's not on screen. But I just, it just feels very tone deaf, I guess is the best way I can say that. All right. Nate disagrees with Victoria on Thursday. Naturally, the topic of conversation must be the mustache and his ongoing plot. And I've got some undated spoilers about that, as well as these dated spoilers. Friday, November 10th, season 51, episode 29. Daniel gets romantic with Lily. I'm sure he's trying to reassure her. We'll see. There's more about them in November Sweeps. I'm going to have a November Sweeps. I did November Sweeps predictions. Now I have November Sweeps spoilers. So look for that video coming over the weekend. Phyllis considers her options. Okay. And Sharon Newman and Summer Newman both stand their ground. All right, I want to talk about this last thing about Sharon and Summer both standing their ground. That's standing their ground face to face, facing off with each other. You guys remember that picture of, it was a behind the scenes shot that somebody snapped when they were visiting the set, and all you could see was Summer sitting at someone's hospital bed. All right. And then we've got Nina getting this call about Chance. So something has happened to him. Clearly, he's in the hospital. Clearly. And another undated spoiler for this week that was a leftover from the 2-week spoilers from last week. Summer confesses something. So I feel like she's going to confess her feelings for Chance. I don't know if it's going to be to Chance while she's sitting at his bedside, whether he's unconscious or not, or if it's going to be to Sharon. But it looks like that Sharon and Summer are both wanting to be there at his bedside, and we might get a little Sharon versus Summer action, which is really interesting because, I definitely think Chance is into Summer in some respects, but I don't think he's a cheater, at least not in the iteration we're getting him now. So, I do think he would have waited till things ran their course, but we'll see. This life and death tragedy might be what, fast tracks him and Summer getting together and Sharon inevitably getting back with Nick. We'll see. Nate gets news that surprises him, undated spoiler for next week, and Victor makes a shocking decision. That's another leftover 2-week spoiler, but then I have some more info. From the promo, he gathers the family and says, "It's time to tell you the truth." And then from the Soap Magazine article, he says, "There's a traitor in our midst, and I have the test to prove who it is." Nick really does Adam dirty. Not surprising, though, on Friday's episode this week, when Adam has had this shrink that he's been wanting to evaluate Victor, not to take Victor's job. Adam knows he will not get to be CEO. Even if for some reason anything he found out pushed Victor out of the job, there's no reason that Adam would have that job, right? I mean, it would go back to Victoria, who's his co-CEO. So the whole thing is kind of stupid and sloppily written, but Adam told Nick about the doctor, and so he and Nick and Victor sit down at the bar, and they're supposed to, this doctor is supposed to listen to him, and then Nick busts him out because he's just a petty big old B, and he's trying to make it sound like Adam was doing this to do something to him. Adam did that because he was concerned about their father. You guys will see it play out on Friday's episode, but Nick, somebody had commented that there were a lot of Nick haters around. It's not, Nick's a character, and over the history of Nick, I have largely liked the character. I love Joshua Moore. You guys know that. I love the dimples. He's a big, meaty, muscular guy. Totally hot. But really my problems with Nick as a character have been the devolved way he's been written ever since he put on that JT mask. Remember that? That was horrible. That was horrible. It was so out of character for him. And kind of since then, he's been doing a lot of stuff that I felt was out of character for a guy who by and large is generally sweet. So Not that he can't be a cheater and things like that. He's soapy, but, he's not a villain. But I don't like the way he's been written in the last couple of years. So I don't know if they're going to give us any better for him, but we'll see. Or they're just trying to have us all sympathize with Adam. I'm not sure, because I think a lot of us are sympathizing with Adam. All right, that's everything I have for Y&R next week. Hey, if you haven't clicked subscribe yet, please do that. Definitely drop your comments on what you're excited to see next week. What do you think about this Sharon and Summer thing? Facing off at the hospital while Chance is, I don't know, in a coma, on life support. I don't know what kind of thing it's going to be. But if he wakes up and there's, two beautiful women fighting over him, I mean, what man doesn't want to wake up to that? All right, click like if you enjoyed this and come back soon for more on Y&R. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.